What's going on, YouTube? We're back with another quick breakdown. And in this video, we got the legendary comedian Cory Holcomb and his 5150 crew. And in this particular clip, Cory is going bananas on Dave Chappelle. Now, as we know, Cory goes to the Improv in Hollywood, on Mondays, and he says that he doesn't really go in to watch the comedians. He kind of hangs outside, signifying with other comedians, going at it. On this particular Monday, I believe it was Deon Cole's birthday. And Cory said, basically, when you have a big star like Dave Chappelle and others, when they come to a comedy club, they can kind of bump some of the other comics that may have been on the list to perform, and they'll give them an hour or so to go up and do their thing. Now, Cory's saying that Dave has been doing this for a long time and that Dave is really bombing. He said that Dave bombed for over 2 hours on that particular Monday. Now, I'm gonna be straight up frank with you guys. Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite comedians. I thought the Killing Me Softly show that he did years ago was genius. This last one wasn't my favorite, but I still enjoyed it because it was Dave, but it wasn't one of his best specials in my opinion. Now, Dave has always said when he goes to comedy clubs like that and goes up and does an hour or so, he said basically he uses that as therapy. He wants to tell a few stories and he uses that moment as a therapy session for himself. A lot of people don't really enjoy that. When they go to a comedy club, they want to hear jokes back to back to back. They don't care who is up there because you came to the comedy club to laugh. You didn't go there for a Dave Chappelle therapy session. So I do understand why, some people walk out, and then Cory mentioned an older gentleman stood up and asked Dave, when you gonna tell some jokes? But I won't go as far as what Cory said. I don't agree with that. I think that Dave is one of the best stand-up comedians. Like Dave said in one of his Netflix specials a couple of years, he said, pretty much I've overstayed my welcome. And that's what happens when you drop so much material. People get used to your comedic style. They get used to your tempo. They get used to the way that you set up your jokes. And it can become a little old. In this particular clip, Cory is kind of going at Dave. He said, basically, you throwing your weight around, you're holding comedy clubs hostage for 2 hours at a time, bombing. He says, basically, you bombing all over the country. So that's something that I wasn't there to witness. I have seen a couple of times when Dave has gone up and just did his therapy session, but I'm a fan and I understood what he was doing. So Cory has a different point of view about it. Let's get into what Cory has to say and we'll catch you on the other end.
Last week, my brother, Dave Chappelle, popped through and he went on stage. And I have done my best to try and keep my opinion to myself, but there's a reason I'm bringing out my opinion right now, because Mr. Katt Williams has ignited energy into the comedy community that I feel is absolutely necessary. And
without a doubt,
those who think differently, you entitled to your opinion. But Katt Williams, whether it be all true or not and have some false or whatever, he shook this game up. And I feel like it needed to be shook up because Dave Chappelle be bombing like a just keeping it real, dog. I have watched, whenever they say, hey, everybody, guess what? Special guest, Dave Chappelle. I'll be like, damn. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not trying to shit on the brother, but he needs to understand you throwing your weight around too much, man. Standing up there smoking with them irregular shirts on, bombing all the time. Dave Chappelle is absolutely great in movies. Great. I didn't say good. I said great. Nutty Professor, them scenes where he was in them movies with Martin, When Dave Chappelle is in a movie, man, Dave Chappelle kill it. We was talking about it before we came on. The Chappelle show was so good and entertaining. The Chappelle show, they were selling it in the barbershops. It's a TV show.
Yeah.
They were selling the TV show in the barbershops. Give Dave Chappelle his flowers, but stand up. God dang. This man has so much power because of what he's done in movies and TV that he can go in any comedy club. They're going to put him up because he's Dave Chappelle. And I promise you, this man is about to do a say no to comedy speech for as long as he up there. It's just nobody has the courage to say nothing because it's Dave Chappelle. But Dave Chappelle be bombing like a mother. Now, I've watched Dave Chappelle specials. Out of every 5 specials, 2 of them are good. Nobody has the courage to say this. The only person who said something was Faison Love about him being a little overrated. Now, like I said, in movies, television, Dave Chappelle is elite. Stand up. It was an old man at the Improv just stood up while Dave Chappelle was on stage, and he said, Dave, are you gonna crack some jokes?
The reason why Dave Chappelle is able to do that, because Dave Chappelle has built up equity in the comedy community. And he's built up equity with his fans around the world. People love Dave Chappelle. They love his comedic style, the way that he approaches his jokes, the stories. It may take him a while to get to his punchline, but that's his style. And people that go see Dave Chappelle, they understand that that is his style, and that's what they come to see. But when you pop up to clubs like Cory is saying, and you grabbing a mic and you going up for 2 hours, everyone is not there for a therapy session. But people that understand that Dave has built equity within this entertainment world, they'll sit there, go through the therapy session, the big homie session with Dave. Some may enjoy it, some may not. But by Cory being a top tier comedic legend, he feels as though Dave is throwing his weight around. And the only reason why he's getting away with it is because he's Dave Chappelle. And that's what happens when you build up that type of equity. That's what happens. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm saying that that's the reality. That's the equity that Dave Chappelle has built in the comedy industry, in the entertainment industry. That comes with the legend that he has created. And I think that Cory understands that, but I think that it was necessary for Cory to call it out because he's a comedy purist. And he feels as though when you get up on that stage, you got to come with it every time. And that's what Cory equates to being a comedic legend. That's Cory's point of view, and he's entitled to it. But I feel as though Dave has built up the equity in the entertainment industry, has built up the equity in the comedic community, and that's why he's able to do that. And like we always say, let's change the narrative and refocus the optics. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.